It was privilege for me to be here and a great opportunity offered by Guruji. When I started, I had anxiety, I had depression, I had addictions. That was my coping mechanism for the stress I was feeling and for the anxiety states.
Jai Mataji, Alina.
Jai Mataji.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Alina. I'm coming from Romania. I am a Nirvana Yoga teacher since 2017 and an Araiki healer.
How did you first become interested in yoga?
Well, in 2015, I was working in the corporate environment. I was a sales manager and I was really stressed. And I was looking for a solution to relax. And everybody was talking about yoga, so I started to search for a studio and for a teacher.
So, what drew you to Nirvana Yoga and Araiki?
I think the energy of the teacher was what first caught my attention. And then when I started to go to the classes, the very quick effect that it had on me, and I've started to become more and more interested on how things are working. So yeah.
How did the system help you and impacted you in your life and well-being?
Well, it's a major change for me. Since I started until now, it's like a complete transformation. When I started, I had anxiety, I had depression, I had addictions. That was my coping mechanism for the stress I was feeling and for the anxiety states. I also had a skin disease, so there are a lot of other physical issues like gastritis and everything what is generally associated to anxiety and to depression, and of course the addiction was another issue. So after this long journey, I came to feel like peace inside, and so it's a complete transformation, but the same time a journey of 6 years. So everything happened gradually.
Can you tell us about your journey of learning these practices in the ashram and what was the experience like for you and how was the transformation like?
Well, my journey started in 2017. I came here for the yoga teacher training course. And after that, I started to become more interested on how I can learn more practices and how I can become a better teacher. So I decided to come every year, and I started to learn more about other techniques like kriyas and different types of meditation. I wanted to go to the therapeutical part more into the healing part. So I got specialized in therapy for anxiety and depression. And now I have the longer, let's say, training period here for 6 months where I learn more about healing and Araiki healing.
This time you were here for 6 months. So how was that experience?
Well, it was a wonderful experience. It was the sum up of all experiences I had here. It was a privilege for me to be here and a great opportunity offered by Guruji. I haven't been here since 2020 when the pandemic started. So I was really looking forward to coming back. And I got the chance, being here for such a long time, I got the chance to put in practice all the theoretical part that I learned in the philosophy classes regarding the Nishkama Seva, like the selfless service that we should do regarding the practice, the teaching, the healing. And I was privileged to learn straight from Guruji most of this knowledge. And the disciples were very supportive, and I learned a lot of things. And it was a transformational period for me. I feel that um, like my level of energy and my consciousness and all the knowledge that I have gained will serve the students much more now. And yeah, I'm really, really grateful for this period, and I was very happy to be received here like in a family. I didn't feel that I was an outsider. I blended very well. I felt like this. I hope it's like that. Yeah, I was happy to help here to study and to share with everybody like my experience, and to get so many information from other people's experience as well. It was a major learning process for me, and I'm again very, very grateful for that.
Can you share any stories of transformation that you have witnessed in your students as a result of practicing these systems?
The stories of my students are somehow similar to mine, according to their own like journey and path. I worked a lot in one-on-one sessions with people with anxiety and depression. So I could see people coming out of medication they were using for many years medication for anxiety, and after starting to practice Nirvana Yoga and the proper practice for them, they went out of medication and they continue on with their life. They become more aware. They did changes in their lifestyle. They did changes in their jobs. They took like some of them even took like different path or decided to move out of the city. So by raising their consciousness and by raising their awareness, they uh, started to make more, what you say, more uh, conscious decisions for themselves in order to change their lifestyle and for them to be better. And I also had students with physical issues, with pulmonary problems, with lungs inflammation, that after 4 months got cured, and they had their lungs back to their normal capacity, together with the medication that they received from the doctor. But it was a major transformation, because the situation in which they came to the class, it was actually a very bad one. They were not given very much chances of recovery. It was a serious issue. So having done the practice helped them to calm their mind, but also to heal their physical body. So everything worked together into having a speedy recovery.
So a lot of people approach yoga for fat loss, flexibility, etc. So after teaching them, apart from these benefits, what other transformations have you seen in your students?
Um, as I said about myself and other students of mine, raising the level of consciousness that comes with more awareness, uh, being able to make the clear distinction on what is good and what is bad, you can make healthier choices. So raising your level of consciousness in order for you to be aware with what's happening in your life and changing your lifestyle, I think this is the major benefit that you can get once you start to practice. And I think this is the most important step, because from there, with that higher consciousness, you can do the changes forward. And it's a journey. It doesn't happen, the transformation, in a 5 days course, no matter what other people say. And in order to sustain this process, you need to have this deep insight transformation first.
What advice would you give to someone who is new to yoga and meditation?
First of all, I think I would recommend them to not look only into the practice of asanas, because this is something very common in the West, to try to ask questions and understand the depth of the practice, and ask questions and understand why the transformation is happening and how the transformation is happening. Just not take it for granted. And uh, make a recommendation about the teacher, because it's very easy to obtain nowadays certification and to start teaching yoga, but the path and the transformation of the teacher is very, very important in order to support the students. So I would recommend them to be interested in that. like the source of the knowledge and how the person got to that path, the person that is teaching.
So, who all do you think can get benefited from Nirvana Yoga and Araiki?
Everybody. Everybody means you can, in the Nirvana Yoga system, we can personalize the practices according to the age of the person and their stage of development in their life, according to their physical condition, according to their mental condition, and to all other situations what they have. So yoga is a practice for everybody, even if in West people think that yoga is about flexibility and having like a nice body or losing weight and being more flexible. It's not about that. It's a very complex practice, and it can be adjusted to any age according to the human development stage.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Alina. Jai Madhavji.
Jai Mandaji.